Hello, welcome to Sim Racing Corner. I don't normally do these sort of videos speaking directly to camera because I'm not terribly confident at making these sort of videos and making them being very slick at it, so I try to avoid it at all costs. However, I thought I'd combine two things in this video. One is to say thank you very much for subscribing because we've now hit, there's a little number there, you won't be able to see it from the camera probably. We've hit 1,000 subs, which is a really meaningful number for a small YouTube channel like mine. You know, it's something when I started out, it was the challenge of could I get to 1,000 subs, how long would it take? And yeah, it was a really, really slow start, and things over time have kind of improved and getting subs every day, and that's really, really nice. So I do really appreciate all the comments, the likes, and anyone even if you're not a subscriber, thank you for occasionally watching my videos because it all helps motivate me to continue making new videos. Yeah, and the purpose of my channel was really to contribute back into the community because I'm really fond of the sim racing community. It's really supportive. It's quite mature. Looking at the analytics actually is quite interesting. Is the demographics? It's not kids. It's like 30 plus is the age kind of range. And according to Google, 100% male. No surprising. But yeah, this is my kind of contribution to sim racing because I found YouTube videos, people put things out there, forums, and people kind of replying to people, and me putting my own questions out there. People have been really helpful. It's such a good, mature, and supportive community that this is me putting something back in. So if I find something interesting, I'll just do a little video on it, and that's kind of what I do to help new sim racers and existing sim racers like me, who've been around for years, but there's so many things out there which are hidden away, and that's why I like to kind of find little bits and pieces which are very useful, but sometimes quite almost insignificant, but are actually very useful to me. And if I find something cool and interesting, I just kind of crack out a small video. That's kind of how it works. And the other thing is to do this unboxing. Although I didn't buy this in intention of for 1,000 sub unboxing, it's just very timely since this arrived this week, and I've held off, and it just seemed like a good time to open it on this sort of video. And I guess I could call this my 1,000 sub video gift. So thank you. Well, thank you to me. Oh look! Oh, cheers! Thank you. My little award. So I'll tell you what. Let's we get cracking and opening it up, because I'm pretty sure you've lost interest in me blowing on. So let me move the camera down, and so you can see what we've got. There you go, there's my tea. Let me just take a quick swig. Lovely. Right, so I see a lot of stamps on there, and there is a customs label. I scribbled out the addresses, etc., but you might be able to see where it's come from. There you go. If you can't read it, it's unclear. It's Russia. So I bought this on eBay. It's arrived this week. I don't need a Stanley blade. Let's crack open and get into it. Very exciting. One, like pass the parcel. Stanley it open a bit. It's revealing the name. So this is DimSim. You might have heard of the name. They make affordable sim racing gear, most famously for their sequential shifter, which is a pretty good value sequential shifter. They sell it on eBay. But they also do other things. So this isn't a sequential shifter. This is something completely different, but very exciting. At least I'm very excited. Incidentally, when they emailed me to let me know it was on its way, they sent me a courtesy email, which is very nice of them to give me the tracking number and just tell me they've sent it. It's got loads of that's well packed in. Okay, we'll need this. I said I was going to be featuring it on my YouTube channel. I sent him a link to my channel and he subscribed. So he's contributed to my 1,000 subs. Oh, this is really tough. This is well packed. He mentions that they spent over a year developing this product, which is quite interesting. Yeah, excuse me. So, this is really tough. I have to avoid slicing into myself. Just cut away. So yeah, it took about a week to arrive. So that wasn't too long, that was alright. Probably one of the most well-packed things I've ever bought. I'm having a lot of trouble getting into this. I shall pause the video until I got through these multiple layers, and then we'll continue once I've got to the box. Wow, that warmed me out. This is how much stuff was on it. It's like kind of cling film stuff, so it's really hard to get off. But there you go, it's off now, and I haven't opened it during that bit. I thought I'd wait. I'll let you look at it first. Here we go, unveiling. What could it be? Oh, look at that, there's something on top. Put that to the side because there's an envelope with some stuff in it. Let's put it over there. Here we go. Drum roll. Ta-da! Look at this. It is a wheel rim. And it's just not any wheel rim. That's nice. That's nicely packed. It's like it's cut perfectly, that's lovely. Nice box, very nicely packaged. Just get out of the way. So, you can see this is a wheel rim. And it is, and it's made for sim racing, because that's what DimSim do. And this is, you only can get this from them because they make it, they manufacture it. And it's an aluminium wheel. You can see this is in gold, but they do other ones. They do a black one and a lime one. I normally would have probably bought the black painted one, but when I saw this online, they had sold all the black ones and then they had the lime ones and the gold ones, and I thought the gold one looks alright. You can see it's a GT rim, that kind of modern GT one with the F1 style look to it. And this is polyurethane moulded handles, and it's got cushioning on it. It's really nice actually. If I get it close and I can press it, you can see it's not like really hard. It's got a nice kind of sponginess to it. Really nice grip, and you can see it's got a texture as well. So it's got a texture for grip. That's really good. That's really good. I like that. And if I get to this envelope, which we saw earlier, see what's inside, because this also should be quite a cool thing. There you go, you can see immediately what they are. And oh right, that's good. That's really nice. So that's like a carbon fibre sticker, and it's kind of a vinyl. It's vinyl. It's not paper. That's kind of cool. So you can see it'll go on there, and you can cover up everything here. You've got cutouts, so you can't really see it in there, but it's obviously got the cutouts for all the holes here and everything else. And then you've got one which is this one, which has it's got prints on it for the for the various button placements. Because as you can see, those holes are actually for buttons or switches. That's really nice. That is really nice, I like that. It's nice to have that, but also I might not want this arrangement. So I think this is really, really brilliant. I like that. I do like that. I'm sure I'll be using this at the very least. But we'll see. Let's put this out of the way for the moment. Sorry, excuse me. Right. So yeah, so I saw this and it looked very similar to the OMP 310 LAB GT steering wheel, and I'll show you. So if I bring the camera back up again, excuse fingers, and I'll show you what I mean. Look at this. So if we put it up, so I can just turn up my feet. You can see there's a lot of similarities, and I think it's got exactly the same width. You can see the grips are kind of similar. It's got you can see it's got the cutout here. The bottom's different, but essentially you can see the holes look like they're basically in an identical place for those. And obviously it's got cut out there, similar there, but yeah, it's got slightly it's got a few differences here. But you can see what it's based on. But the thing is, if you can't see this price, that's £385. And I've looked at this for a long time. I liked this wheel, but I was certainly not going to pay £385 for this, because it's just absolutely nuts. But this is a lot more affordable. And if we go to the YouTube page, there you go, $69 or £54 for this. And that's the one I bought. Plus there'll be worldwide shipping. And that cost me £18.85, so $24. So in total it cost me just over £70 for this, which is a lot cheaper than £385. And I have to say, my first impression is really, really favourable actually. It's aluminium. It feels pretty strong. Yeah, it's nice and strong. I really like the moulded grip actually. I thought there might be a seam there, or it might be a little bit kind of more harder, because I kind of polyurethane can be a lot stiffer, but that's got a really nice cushion to it. I like that. That's really well done. In fact, there's no maintenance, is there? There's this isn't going to wear out. You're not going to get any it's just wiped down. And yeah, the actual texture on it is really nice. Really, really nice. I like this a lot. Because the reason why I liked this rim or the OMP one was the built-in. It's basically got a built-in button plate. So you can. I need to measure these to see if there's any buttons I can buy, which I can just attach directly onto it. Because that'd be the ideal purpose if I make this work. But also the other thing about this, it's also you can see this is a 70mm bolt pattern, but I believe, if I'm right, it also will fit the smaller one, which is 58mm. That's why it's kind of slotted, because it means it kind of closes in and it will support both arrangements. So if you've got a different adapter, you can do either 70 or the smaller one. And that's really cool as well. Yeah, but I like this a lot. But so the plan for this, because it's kind of made to be modded, that's the thing about it. It's kind of like a template, isn't it? It's a blank template for you to be able to add your own paddles to and your own buttons to, and that's what I like about it. That's what I liked about the OMP one, because I have been looking for a project to do with some 3D printing, to do maybe some 3D printed magnetic paddle shifters, and then do a button plate around it. But this is half the job's done, since I have the holes built into it for the actual buttons. Because I've been on the lookout for, you get these like replica GT wheel rims, like the ones based on the Ferrari one, and that's quite nice. But when you buy a whole wheel and it's all been kind of custom made, I mean, that's a few £100, and I don't really need an extra wheel rim. I just like the look of it, and so I've been, I've been looking at them longingly. A lot of these kind of this style of wheel rim, and but I've had the sense not to buy it because I don't need it. I got enough wheel rims, but this was such an affordable price, and it's something I can do myself and do the rest of it really affordably, and just do the buttons and do the paddle shifters. That it just, I had to get it as soon as I saw it within about 10 minutes. I bought it, and it's arrived, and I have to say I'm really pleased about it. It is really nice actually. It's brilliant. So the initial plan is I'll show you what else. I bring this up. This is another wheel for my collection, and you can see it has got some magnetic shifter paddles. These are carbon fibre ones. But it's quite a basic button plate on this. There's nothing else here, you can see, and you can see it's just a mounting plate for adding paddle shifters. So initially, to get started, hopefully this will fit. Yeah, this looks like it'll be okay. So the first plan is to just take this off here and put this on here just so I can have a play with it. And later on I'll cut to another part, a part where I'll have this mounted, and I'll be just testing it out, because I'm really looking forward to it, because it feels lovely. I really like that. There's nice chunky grip. I like that. It feels good. It does feel good in the hand. Sorry, being distracted. But yes, another thing is, because you might be able to see in here. Yeah, you can see in there. You can see the little. There's lots of little connectors there, protruding up in there, which are exposed, and that's a Bodnar controller box. So the idea is I can just wire up some buttons, and then smash them on there really easily without much effort. So I can just use this and just use the just run some wires to the controller board, fix the buttons onto here, through here, and then I have a complete setup. It's brilliant. So that I can get there started quite quickly. I mean, long term, I wouldn't mind. Like I said, I wouldn't mind kind of trying to do something, a 3D printed project on this, but that's going to be a longer term kind of ambition, really. And if I do, I'll certainly make videos on it, because I think that'll be quite exciting. But I just want to get this up and running. I don't use this wheel that much, to be honest. So I don't mind kind of moving this over to here, because I'll certainly make a lot more use of this. I think, let's see what the size is. So yeah, I think this is, it's not 320, I think this is like 315, the width of here. I generally like about 300mm wheel rims, but this feels about right to me as well. This is nice. But yeah, lovely. What more can I say? And dead cheap. I think this is great. Great little product. Right, okay, so what I'll do, I'll cut back after I've moved over the paddle shifters, and we can take another look. Back in a moment. Hello, I'm back, and I've put my paddle shifters on here, so you can just see this at the back, and it's using a Q&R quick release. See it from all angles. I've also changed the paddle shifter to a slightly smaller one, because the original ones were a bit too big, and you can see how close it is. It was they were actually touching my knuckle, so it wasn't. It was okay, but as often I was kind of colliding with it. With these smaller paddles, it's absolutely fine. It's in a fine position, so that's no problem. If I go to the front, so this is my own Boss. It doesn't come with it, and you can just see the holes. But one issue there is, you can see these all these holes here. You can see how one is these two in the middle are obscured by the paddle shifter. So I only have effectively 6 usable button holes. that's okay for me. I'm quite happy with that. It also has these really small ones here for kind of small switches. But you can see my cable's in the way of one of them. But I'm not really that bothered about these ones. I'm more interested in the big ones. So I measured it, and they are 14 mil, the diameter of these holes, and that should work with 12 mil buttons, which are pretty standard, because although it's not 12 mil, you get a lip on buttons. So these are the ones I'm thinking about, this sort of style. So you can see on there, you can see there's the how the kind of nut and the actual the lip of it goes over. So that will be, that's going to go over the side of there. So that'll be fine. I should be able to attach those directly to this. Hopefully, I mean it's quite. The only thing is, I think there should be. I'm thinking there'll be enough thread on it to go through all this, because I measured the plate. Now the thickness of this plate itself, and that's 4 millimeters of aluminium. And like I said, it is really strong. It is very stiff. I mean, there's a little bit of movement if I put a lot of pressure into it, but I have to say it's an unnatural amount of twisting I have to put into it. I have to really kind of put it, and it feels really stiff as well. It's not moving a lot when I try and twist it, so it's nice and strong. One thing I forgot to mention actually is in my excitement before, it's the DimSim Steering Wheel R1. And I put a link in the description of where you can get this on eBay, so check that out. So yeah, it's there you go, DimSim Steering Wheel R1. Oh yeah, I just didn't think about it at the time. What else is to say? Oh yeah, one other thing, and I've been handling a little bit more. You can see this. You can see clearly this textured surface, and there you go. I just push it in. You can just, I don't know. Can you see it? You can see my finger kind of going into it. You can see it's got a bit of cushion, which is good. Makes it comfortable. Because it is a textured surface, it is rough. It's not like sandpaper or anything like that. It's not sandpaper, but it is a little bit rough. And it's the sort of thing I think you should probably drive with gloves, because over time, if you're doing a long race, I can see that being a little bit uncomfortable because of the texture. But I'd rather have it with this textured surface because it gives you grip, and especially when you have a synthetic material like this. If it's smooth, it'd be quite slippery, so it does need it. And I have to say the moulding on here, as I mentioned before, is just really good. You can't see a seam all round. It's just it's perfect. It really is nicely moulded, and it's there's it's just stuck on there perfectly. I think it's really good. Yeah, the other thing is the paint finish is also very nice. It's smooth. It looks like it'll be reasonably hard wearing. There's nothing wrong with it. That's nice. But of course we've got the stickers to put on here if we want to later on. And I'm quite tempted to put the carbon fibre one on there at some point. But we'll see. I haven't decided yet what I want to do. But in the meantime, I mean, the first thing I want to do is get this on the rig, and I'll do some laps and have a quick chat on that. But yeah, I do need to get the buttons, because at the moment I don't need anything too elaborate. I don't really need dials or two-way toggle switches or anything too kind of crazy, because I have a Derek Spears button box on the side, and that has all the kind of more complicated switches on there. I just need some kind of basic buttons for DRS and KERS, pit limiter, basic stuff really. And 6 buttons on here, even though, like I said, I'm losing out on those 2, would be perfectly good. So before I get it onto the sim rig, let's have another quick look. It's close up, because I think I've been waving it around a bit too much and you haven't really had a good look at it, and that's just me because I'm excited and having to try and do many things at once in this video has been it's quite difficult, because I'm just not used to making these types of videos. But let's go around again. So yeah, what do you reckon? Let me know in the comments. I mean, I have put it on the rig. I haven't actually run it in any races yet, but I just put it on there just to find out what it felt like on the rig, and it did feel pretty nice. But I'm only going to really know when I'm kind of doing some racing. There you go, another final look. So Yeah, fantastic. So I'll pop this on the rig now and we'll go over to that. Welcome to the final part, and we're just in race room. I suppose this is technically a first impression video rather than a proper review, but I'm pretty sure my opinions are unlikely to change much from my experience today. For my first observation, although I have no buttons on the wheel yet, just by thumbing over the holes, they feel ideally situated. The ones located at the top half, my thumbs can reach without changing grip while steering. I mentioned earlier how sturdy the rim felt, cut from the 4mm thick aluminium, and when mounted it feels very stiff with only a little flexing if you push a decent amount of force against it, which isn't actually realistic in normal use. And that's no difference from my more expensive wheel rims, so it's very strong, so that's all good. I would have liked the grip to be slightly thicker and fill my closed hand with a fuller feel, but ergonomically it feels comfortable to hold in the hand, and the textured surface means it's easy to grip without slipping even under heavy force feedback loads. Ideally wear gloves, as the textured surface will feel rough over time with friction and could cause hot spots on your hands during a long session. Moving on, the most interesting experience was how different the force feedback felt on this DimSim R1 compared to my 300mm Sportline rim, which is the wheel I use the most. Using the DimSim wheel, the force feedback effects felt crisper and more detailed, and at the same time rotating the wheel was quicker, and the DimSim wheel is wider at 330mm according to my measurements. The reason for the difference is the mass around the outside. My Sportline wheel has a full rim, and that's weight my direct drive wheelbase has to rotate and thrash around. On the DimSim rim, there's less mass to tackle on the outer edge, and you can feel the difference in use, and the force feedback effects actually feel a bit better coming from this wheel. And finally, don't forget you get those cool vinyl stickers. Personally, I think the wheel looks great without them anyway, but it's really good they've put this amount of thought into their product, and including them as an extra for free is a nice bonus. So for the money, this is a winner for me. I'll be using this DimSim R1 a lot in the future, so you will see it in many of my sim racing videos coming up. The price, the quality and function of the DimSim R1 is excellent. I totally recommend it. It's really fantastic. I really enjoy using this wheel. I do need to get some buttons mounted to make it fully operational. I've already ordered some, and we'll do a follow-up video when they arrive. So all in all, a great day for the channel. Breaking 1,000 subs and a new toy for me to play with. So chaps, thanks again for your support by watching my videos and all the positive feedback in the comments. And of course, I'll be back soon. So until then, happy simming out there, and bye bye for now.